Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Shameless season 9, episode 2. Mo White. I'm like, okay, here we go. It was kind of like weird, basically, the show focusing on like the two people running for office, which is an African American woman and a Latino man that is actually gay, and basically focus on the Latino man just wants to build a community center for the LGBT community, and the black woman just wants to build a museum for African Americans. Like nothing really, not like a whole foundation of a campaign. Like this is the only thing they're focusing on, and corruption of stealing signs and things like that. And Frank has to come in and save the day and go get Mo White, which is from the Wonder Years. He's an excellent actor, and Wonder Years was my favorite show. So they bring him in, and they want him to run for, the white people that's in Southside Chicago, because their voices are not being heard and they're being neglected. But Frank started this whole campaign off just to steal and make money. So now he found a way, a niche to get in, to do something where he's going to try to get some money out the situation and scam people. And then his point that, the white man and South Side is being, they're the minorities now, which is like, okay, it's really weird that Frank is going that way and the writers are writing it that way, which is just like, what are you guys trying to do? And it doesn't really make any sense, and then, make it seem like the people that are running are just running based on race issues, because if that was the case, nobody would be in office if you run on race issues, because you won't get in office. People want to hear a real campaign of how you really going to change, bring down taxes, the school system, money, healthcare, insurance, and schools and things like that, and teachers and firemen and policemen unions and stuff like that. But basically they're just talking about, he's running to build a LGBT community center, and she's running to build a African American museum, which throws off everything in my opinion. And then you have Carl. Carl is not concerned about, Cassie, his fiance, his girlfriend, and whatever, that she was murdered by one of her cadets. And basically he has more caring for dogs and military dogs to have a proper funeral, and then he's bringing the dogs to die, but he's not concerned about Cassie. He's not missing her, and it's showing that he has more compassion than actually when Carl was actually interviewing for trying to get a congressman, a senator, basically like a letter of recommendation. Like he's talking about killing towel heads and all this other stuff, which, when he was interviewing with these people, was really funny when he was trying to get, volunteering, things like that. And it's just crazy, like at his cadet, the school that he goes to, that they don't have like a guidance counselor or somebody, a mentor that would lead him in the right direction to get a senator letter, to get letters of recommendation, where Carl is out here in the wild going to different places and looking to volunteer. And then he's volunteering at a dog shelter. I don't know if that qualifies as, him getting a letter of recommendation from like the congressman or something like that. So it seems like kind of iffy with the situation. So maybe Frank might help him out with a letter, because he's getting actually Mo White to run a campaign for the South Side, white men that has been left out. And then we have Debbie doing her thing, basically protesting at different, construction sites and trying to get females together to do what? It didn't say what she's trying to lay down, what's her format, where she's going to go with the situation, because Debbie Googled and found out that, women get paid less. And if you're a minority or a minority, get paid even less, $65, 65 cents on the dollar or something like that. And so now she's out there with a baby and a microphone. And she's just standing there. Then she meets one lady that's actually, is actually a man. I mean, that looks like a man, and portraying herself as a man. And her and Debbie's gonna hook up and have beers later. So it doesn't seem where that plot is going. And then, Ian finally getting out of jail. He gets out of jail. Fiona didn't bail him out. His people bailed him out. Like his followers bailed him out. And now he's back into the church. He's back into the limelight. And they want him to put on his prison suit and go out there and give a speech. And he runs away and he escapes and he's back home. And it's like, damn, he's back home. Carl kind of like greets him a little bit because Carl got the dogs. It's like they're not showing him any love, and it seems like Fiona was the only person that went to go see Ian in jail. You know, Lip is too busy trying to take care of people's kids because he wants to be a father. And it's like they're not having that tight bond and commitment like they used to have. Like before, they would go visit Ian in jail. Carl didn't visit him. You know, Debbie didn't visit him. Lip didn't visit him. Frank didn't visit him. Well, we don't really count Frank. And so I'm just like, what is really going on? And so it seems like, you know, it seems like Ian is trying to find his way, and he's like kind of like done with all the theatrics, but it seemed like he was there because he was appreciated, he was showing attention, and he felt wanted, and he felt like he had something to say, especially in prison. I mean, in jail, he felt wanted, he felt needed, he felt like he had a purpose. So now he's back home trying to find the purpose, and we'll see what happens with that situation. And so I'm just like, what is really going on with this show? And we got Fiona. She's chasing down the owner of certain properties, and you know, he's dissing and dismissing her, and now she wants to get into this big deal Sunnyside or something like that. She wants to enter, you know, that she wants to, first she's supposed to put down 50 grand, but now it's 100 grand. And I don't know if Fiona's actually going to lose her money or not, but she got she has a little brother helping her basically to try to get in the situation where she's actually part of, you know, this building thing. And I don't know if it's going to go right or left. Her boyfriend, Ford, he's not really supportive in the situation. He's trying to bring her down and she's trying to prove him wrong. And so Liam in his situation, he gets kicked out of school. He get kicked out of his private school. And then, you know, Frank did all this stuff to make sure Liam was actually in this private school and making it fair. So now it's like Frank is going against all that, saying that the white man is being treated unfairly. And Frank got his youngest son kicked out of, you know, Liam kicked out of this nice private school, and he doesn't care. He's nowhere around. And it seems like Fiona's actually, you know, is parenting Liam now and being with him, but and it seems like it's beneficial to her to be around Liam because he knows the system, and he's good at numbers. He's smart. He's intelligent. So he's helping Fiona basically maneuver her way around, you know, this, you know, real estate agent guy. And the real estate agent guy is a scumbag, but I don't know if Fiona's going to end up, you know, losing out, or is everything going to be all set with her? Is it a scam, and is she going to lose 100 grand and lose her house, or is she actually going to become a multimillionaire and actually did the right thing? So, you know, that shit is kind of like, it's a lot of weird stuff going on with this. Like, the storylines don't match V and her situation with her kids, basically trying to put them in daycare and all that other good stuff. It's just like weird. And nothing's really adding up. And then V and Kev, they want to actually try to, you know, put their kids, have both of their twins pretend like they're one. And how the fuck is that gonna work? And then you have Zan, she's stealing money, and her mother, and she knows how to get in contact with her mother because she has a P.O. box and put money in there. It doesn't make no sense that she would leave the twins at the park and, you know, abandon the twins like she was abandoned, and steal money right from that lady, and that lady can catch her, know who she is, even though she's a child. It doesn't make sense. And then, you know, Lip actually being a sponsor to this new guy that has a kid and a child. And it's like, Lip is barely making it, and Lip is not even focusing on his issues. How the hell can he be a sponsor? But he is a good person, and he has been sober. So yes, he can be a good sponsor, but now he has this young dude with a baby. What is he going to do? Move into, you know, Lip's house now? Now Lip is going to have this young man, his baby, and Zan in the house too as well. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Because Lip's character is not building where, you know, he kind of conquered, you know, not drinking. And now what about school? What about, you know, actually, you know, doing the things he actually wanted to do, like, you know, chemistry, a scientist, you know, engineering, computers, and all that other stuff? Why is that put on the background? And he's working in a motorcycle shop, you know, and then actually seeing Fiona progress and move forward and having 100 grand to invest. And Lip is just, you know, going around in the neighborhood and taking people in that are hurt and broken, which Lip is still hurt and broken. He hasn't fixed it, but he's ignoring his new fix is helping people that or down in the dirt. You know what I mean? People that, are suffering too as well. So if he's helping them, he can't focus on what he needs to focus on. But it's like he's forgetting about Liam. He's forgetting about Carl. He's forgetting about Ian. Ian too as well. He's focusing on the outside of people, not focusing on what's going on in the inside. And he can even help Debbie with her campaign as trying to get better wages, because he knows numbers, he knows statistics, he knows they built, Lip character to be the smartest out of all the children, like ideally smart, like a genius, like Frank was, but Frank, threw it away. And it's not like Lip is throwing it away, he's doing the wrong thing, but it seems like he's not focusing on the right thing, where if he can actually get himself and to really making money, he can actually help a lot of people around him. He can even buy a house, hook up with Fiona, buy a house and put these individuals in there. So, it was a funny some of the stuff was funny too as well, with Frank and that campaign and stealing the signs and people saying, put my signs back, and Frank making some money. It was funny, like in the beginning of the episode when Frank walks into the bar and Tommy says, you smell like actual shit, Frank. And Frank, then Frank was like, can somebody buy me a drink? We're all friends in here. And then Tommy said, we fucking hate you, Frank. But yet they're following him for, to make Mo White, run for office or whatever. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And Frank just trying to make fast cash. And then that's when he finds out about stealing signs and stuff like that. And then Frank feels like he's being discriminated against because they want more minorities to be stealing signs and shit like that. So Frank is always taking an opportunity to make sure it benefits him some way, somehow. And once this campaign shit is not going to benefit Frank anymore, he's going to walk away. But you can also say Frank, going to the unemployment office and trying to find a job when he was working and doing okay, and them showing all the white Caucasian males that, were unemployed. So this is probably Frank's plot from back then. Like, oh, how can I change it? Because I remember this and I couldn't get a decent job, even though Frank stole somebody's Social Security number and tried to collect their benefits and does all the terrible things. And then you have Liam trying to get into school, and he's actually being an adult, calling all schools to find out if they have a spot open for the token black kid. And right now there's no spot open and he might have to go to public school. So that's the situation. Then V and Kev, how the freak did they gonna support pay $600 a month for daycare when, in the beginning of the episode, she's talking about they don't even make money. I mean, last episode that they can't even cash a $700 check, nor in the beginning or end when the bar closes, because they don't have that money. So how are they actually still running this bar? So so some of the stuff just doesn't make sense. And then Carl going to the dog place and then actually watching dogs get put down, but he don't want to. And he actually bringing the dogs to his house to live. How is he going to take care of these dogs? They're not going to die right away. He's going to go get food, and how he's going to support him, and how is he going to do his volunteer job too as well. So where is Carl going to get help from in this situation? Because now you got a house full of dogs downstairs that are sick. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they're all going to get sick, and it's just, I guess they have no guidance, and that's the thing they're trying to show. There's no guidance. Frank is doing his thing, Fiona's doing her thing, and right now she's slipping back in to help Liam, kind of like parent him, because she totally gave the parenting thing over to Frank. So we'll see how that situation goes. And we'll see what happens with, Lip sponsoring this, kid or whatever that has a kid. Is that going to backfire on him? Is that going to make him more depressed? Or is that going to help him build? Because it just seems like Lip wants a family. He wants kids, but he has a family at home that he's really not looking after. Because he can actually help, Carl. If Carl tells him about it, like he needs letters of recommendation. Lip knows all about letters of recommendation. That's how he got into college. That's how he got help doing a lot of other different things. But it was funny with the daycare situation when Kev said, yeah, we're Catholic. We put the dirty ashes on our face all the time. So, that was funny too as well. And then them trying to tell one of their daughters that, Amy doesn't, or one of them doesn't exist. You're going to pretend like you're one, and that's kind of crazy and weird in itself. And so Ford didn't really pay a point in part in this, episode, but that's basically it with the situation. We'll see what happened with Zan, because she knows how to get in contact with her mother, because she has a P.O. box and it's not too far away. And then Kev just leaving his daughters with a girl that he don't even know don't make any sense. So peace, I'm out. I got to see the next episode.